Ah, One Piece. A magical world filled to the brim with islands made of tasty donuts and sugary sweet cakes. This already sounds way too much like a Shark Boy and Lava Girl dream.
Dream, 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 dream.
Sky Islands with white cloud-like seas and golden cities. A place where people of all different shapes and sizes exist. In One Piece, dinosaurs are actually dragons who can transform into helicopters, and reindeers have blue noses instead of red ones. You might say, what a mysterious and wacky world. How cute. How innocent. But if we remove the curtains, open the blinds, grab a magnifying glass, and take a closer look, we might be able to see the dark truth that is the One Piece world. Behind the sweets and sugars, there is a gluttonous, raging beast who cannibalizes her own family. Within the fluffy islands in the sky resides a slim shady lookalike with a god complex. And despite the plethora of different types of people, there is an underlying racism so deeply rooted that One Piece has actually managed to make me sympathize with a man-fish, or the more politically correct term, a fish man. Eiichiro Oda loves to mislead, he loves to break our necks as we read and watch One Piece. He absolutely loves misdirection, and he teaches us that things are never simply as they seem. For every thriving island, there is an evil, power-tripping phony who must be stopped. But where does this jaded, twisted interpretation of the world come from? Some people may call him crazy. To others, a genius. Today we discuss Eiichiro Oda, the manga industry's biggest tinfoil hat enthusiast, a true conspiracy nut.
It seems like a good time for a drink and a cold, calculated speech with sinister overtones. A speech about politics, about order, brotherhood, power. But speeches are for campaigning. Now is the time for action.
Who is Eiichiro Oda? Eiichiro Oda, also known as Goda by his stans, is a Japanese mangaka. He was born on January 1st, 1975. 22 years later, in 1997, he debuted the wildly successful One Piece. One Piece is one of the biggest reasons for the massive success of Weekly Shonen Jump magazine. After 2 decades worth of content, Eiichiro Oda is yet to finish what he considers his life's work. Oda was inspired from a young age by Vikings and pirates, and this is what would lead to the Pirate Adventure series he would go on and create. Inspirations like the iconic Dragon Ball from the 80s is also very apparent in One Piece as well. One Piece is statistically the most successful manga of all time, highest sales records, and popular on a global scale. It is a cultural phenomenon, an ongoing story that has impacted multiple generations. Recently, One Piece surpassed 1,000 chapters and over 1,000 anime episodes as well. So where do we go from here? With that background information on Oda, you might think that was a very vague and run-of-the-mill type of introduction. That is mostly because Oda is a very private person. Imagine this, after a 25-year run, it would be almost impossible to recognize Oda. There are less than a dozen photos on him on the internet. This might not seem so strange to everyone, since you could say that he puts success and his art on the forefront of his legacy, but this leads to one of the biggest mysteries. Who is Eiichiro Oda? After scouring every inch of the internet, from the depths of ancient forums to the shadiest corners of the dark web, Oda remains a mystery man. So instead of asking who is Oda, maybe we should ask, what is he hiding? A man who draws inspiration from global conspiracy and themes of anarchy within the golden age of piracy. Maybe Oda just knows too much. A man who draws inspiration from every era in human history, from the burning library of Alexandria to the city of water in Venice, from the ancient civilizations of the Aztecs to the historical religious references straight from the Bible. With all this inspiration and all this information, it makes me wonder, what historical secrets does Oda know that the rest of society is too blind to see? Let's look at the initial premise of One Piece. Gold Roger, the king of the pirates, had achieved it all. Wealth, fame, power had all been his. The final words he spoke, it inspired adventurers throughout the world to sail the seas. My treasure? It's right where I left it. It's yours if you can find it, but you'll have to search the whole world. This is a seemingly innocent and fun premise, and it is for a while. The more we do this, the more apparent it becomes that this is not simply just a fun, lighthearted adventure. The deeper into the Grand Line we travel, the more mysterious the conspiracy aspect begins to stack up and build upon each other. Oh, you think you've got it all figured out? Okay, I'll throw in a Shanks chapter here, or a Void Century reference there, and disrupt your entire perception of the world. And since we're bringing up the beginning of One Piece, can someone tell me why the very first page of the One Piece manga is a picture of what seems to be Oda in an alien mask shaking some unknown figure's hand while placing his hand on his head? Is Oda trying to tell us that he is an alien? A man on such a different wavelength that he's not even human, just a metaphor. But seriously, I have no idea what this picture is, what it means, and why is it the very first page in the first volume of One Piece. I'm sure some diehard One Piece stands could give me a decent answer, but I've always just found it strange. But what if Oda is actually the man behind the camera, taking a picture, and he's doing a shady, under the table deal with aliens, some sort of Faustian bargain of sorts? Okay, now this is starting to get a bit ridiculous. Seriously, if you know the significance of this picture, let me know in the comments. Moving on, it is an understatement to say that Eiichiro Oda is a conspiracy theorist. The entire overarching world of One Piece is one massive world government conspiracy, and what inspired Oda to create this world? Imagine an entire century of history being snapped away, Thanos away, deleted. A very shady and suspicious rise to power. You have the Marines, then the Admirals, then the Fleet Admirals, then the Gorosei, and then finally, above everyone else, a shady and mysterious figure, eMDee, the actual king of the world. And what about the genocide, which involves erasing entire civilizations from history, or powerful figures like Rifti Zebek, who no one dares to speak of? These are all actual conspiracies in the world of One Piece. So many mysteries that are directly linked to government conspiracies. The real question is, why does Oda feel the need to add this into his world? Many have said that One Piece is the best world building. So does this aspect make it feel all the more real? What is your favorite conspiracy in the world? I think everyone at some level would consider themselves a conspiracy theorist of some sort. Jeff Epp just so happened to off himself, and he just so happened to be connected to some of the most powerful people in the world. Donald Trump, Bill Clitoris, Ghislaine Maxwell, and Imu-sama, the queen of immortality. That's all just a coincidence, right guys? I mean, come on, the guards fell asleep. They were just really sleepy. It's a tough job, guys. At some level, even if it's at the smallest level, I think most people have bought into at least one conspiracy in their entire life. How about I name off a few random tinfoil theories and see if they have any connection to One Piece? Aliens, Bermuda Triangle, ghosts and spirits, man-made viruses, Bigfoot, CIA drug theory, moon landing, fake deaths, altered history, elite sex and slave trafficking, reptilians, Earth is round, ancient gods are aliens, Freemason national treasure, all religions are connected, New World Order, cloning facilities, secret societies, government cover-ups, superior ancient technology, immortal beings, time travelers, elites run the world, dinosaurs are dragons, ancient giants, Atlantis, El Dorado, global warming, global cooling, cryogenic freezing, weather weapons, and government puppets. Is he promoting conspiracy theories for the hell of it? He knows the platform that he has. Maybe he simply believes that there is a ruling class of elites who control the world. And Oda really dives into this fabrication of the past, the changing of history. It's a big important concept in the One Piece world. And a quote from the most evil man in One Piece may somehow make us better understand this and give us a better look into Oda's perception of the world. Pirates are evil, Marines are righteous. These terms have always changed throughout the course of of history. Kids who have never seen peace and kids who have never seen war have different values. Those who stand up at the top determine what's right and wrong. This place is a neutral ground. Justice will prevail, you say? Of course it will. Those who win the war become justice. Now, Doflamingo straight up deserves an Oscar for that performance, but let's focus on that final bit. In the world of One Piece, where we have a corrupt world government who paint themselves as justice, rewriting history itself to benefit their needs, media manipulation, and what resembles a new world order or world government. Oda has set up a world in One Piece that operates on a premise that is constantly leading us towards unraveling the conspiracy. An important character, I would argue the most important character, is Nico Robin. Ever since the addition of Nico Robin, everything felt so much more mysterious. This is partially due to her being a character who many of the Straw Hats did not trust from the jump, but having one of these characters, and one of the only characters in the entire series who can actually discover the truth, read the ancient poneglyphs and ancient scripts of the past, she introduces us to many conspiracy-like concepts: the CP9, the ancient weapons, poneglyphs, El Dorado, Aokiji, Ohara. Many of these still have many questions that connect directly to the Void Century. And let's speak on the Void Century. And I think really one big thing about history is, how do you fact check something that happened so far in the past? 500 years ago, 400 years ago. And I'm not saying all of history is a lie, but in One Piece, we have the poneglyphs that cannot be destroyed, and this information is directly challenging the perception of the world. That is why it's so dangerous. There's a quote from Sengoku that goes, "You won't predict the future without knowing your history." What happens when the government you work for makes it a crime to research and erased history? You might be someone who thinks conspiracy theories are dangerous, they spread misinformation and false narratives. All valid arguments, I partially agree on that. Many conspiracy theories can lead people down the wrong path, especially when they are simply lies that are used to monetize and capitalize on people's paranoia. Do I believe in aliens? Well, no. Do I believe in Bigfoot? Hell no. But do I believe history is not exactly as it seems? Yes. And you're free to disagree. Ronald Reagan never shoved crack up the ass of the black community. It's all a lie, all hearsay. Barack Obama, I'm sure he's exactly who he says he is. In a country known for systematic racism, why would the first black president ever have to falsify his own identity? One Piece teaches us that the people on the top may abuse the power that they wield. Those on top, the richest and the most powerful, can manipulate and alter history to their prioritized agenda. One Piece also teaches us to look a little deeper, and maybe, just maybe, you might discover that One Piece is very similar to the real world. Behind all the wackiness, you'll see that One Piece is so much more than just a silly pirate manga. Eiichiro Oda, a man who continues to progress his story towards a global conspiracy, a mystery that every One Piece theorist is obsessing over for years. Maybe I missed that small little detail that would connect everything. This is what's constantly running through the minds of many readers of One Piece. A man who puts so much detail into crafting the greatest journey and the greatest world building that leads you further and further down the One Piece rabbit hole. I believe Eiichiro Oda is a conspiracy theorist in his own right. So is this something that the fans relate on a subconscious level? The intrigue and the mystery, and not everything in society is exactly the way it seems. During a global pandemic where multiple conspiracy theories were unleashed, talks about a man-made virus created in a lab, all part of a plan from the highest elites. We've all heard these theories at some point, and you could call it bad timing or maybe mere coincidence, but let's not forget that during Wano we are getting evil scientists who abuse man-made viruses as a weapon. Does Oda simply have a fascination with biowarfare, or is it possible that he believes in many of these conspiracy theories? At the end of the day, Oda is different. His work ethic is relentless. His ability to see the bigger picture in his story amazes me. One Piece only continues to become more and more successful. The lore, the mysteries, the world building continue to become grander after each arc. Oda is so meticulous with how he goes about his serious topics. After all, the One Piece demographic is targeted towards a younger audience. Having us follow Luffy, a goofy monkey boy, makes the series focus less on the darker aspects of the series. Oda is a writer who can't even kill off this guy or this absolute scum. I find it fascinating how Oda created this fantastical, exciting new world where every island looks like so much fun, a pirate paradise on each island. Oftentimes, underneath the surface, the more more and more time you spend on these islands, the more you realize there's some sort of mystery, conspiracy, or some absolute evil villain who is taking away the freedom of the citizens. One Piece is a story about freedom, specifically Luffy, who wants to be free. And as he journeys to these different places, he is giving the freedom back to the citizens. And now let's talk about my favorite character in all of One Piece. Not Zoro, no, not Blackbeard, a legendary pirate known as Bellamy. Just kidding guys, Bellamy, he sucks, but let's talk about him. In the real world, I would say a vast majority of people are skeptical of the most outlandish sounding conspiracy theories and fantastical ideas. If you come up to me and tell me, hey man, do you know Atlantis exists? The government has been hiding it for years because it's home to an alien race. So right away I'm thinking, alright, hold up, where's your facts? Show me the evidence. That sounds outlandish as hell. Bellamy is the skeptic in all of us, and you can tell he's lost the spark of wonder and curiosity. And what does Oda give us with Luffy? Oh, screw your facts, Bellamy, screw your evidence. I'm going to find the One Piece. I am going to look for an island in the sky. I'll go to Atlantis on my own. We don't need your negativity around here, Bellamy. I'm telling you, if you look around the world, you're going to see a bunch of Bellamys, and what this world needs is more open-minded, straw hat-like individuals. When it comes to One Piece, uncovering the dozens of mysteries is the single best aspect of the entire series. It's the main reason why I'm willing to reread even the worst arcs, the Fishman Islands, the Sierra Villages, the Skypias, because even when I'm not enjoying the hit or miss humor, or some of the forgettable new characters being introduced, or even the story that Oda is writing, I'm still so invested to pay attention and look at any little detail that may end up being a clue that Oda has left for us. One small step to uncover one of the many mysteries planted in One Piece. So let me know in the comments guys, what are some of your favorite and craziest, most ridiculous One Piece theories out there? If you're new to my channel and you enjoyed the video, subscribe. I have plenty of other One Piece theories and speculation videos, and I know this was a much more controversial topic, but at the end of the day, we're all One Piece fans and we can all appreciate the decades of work that Oda has put into the series. So with all that being said, thanks for watching and have a great day.